Everybody.
I thought you were about to sing Backstreet Boys. Everybody.
Yeah.
That wasn't for you to finish.
Yeah. Everybody. Rock your body right. Why does this man have so many dance videos? Backstreet's back. All right. All right. All right.
That's your vibe? That's what you listen to? That's what you do? Okay. Felix, what up? What up? What up? Spending all that time looking up Homeboy dancing.
Yeah, I did.
What are you looking up dance move for if you ain't gonna show it to the squad? So all right, so you laughing, but you need to show the squad your dance moves. They're here for it. All right, he ain't gonna show y'all. Apparently, he pussy. Anyway, what up, chat? What up, squad homies? Who else we got in here? Felix, like always, shout out to you. Sound good? I know it looks good. We all good. Keep that cruddy away from the mouse. It wasn't the mouse. It was the touchscreen. But we'll talk about that later. I feel bad. I really do. But we'll get there. We'll get there later. I think Marcus is trying to get down his dance moves he really wanted to show y'all.
I'm not doing that.
You must be. Taking a while. I am talking to people. About you. Yeah, facts. Marcus is about to show y'all his dance moves, like the little kid that always wants to show his parents something. He's just trying to get them, get them ready. Give him some time. He saw some kind of dance moves on Instagram or something. He was doing it like 2 seconds ago. Y'all should have seen it. It was wild. Now I'm hearing noises. I don't know what the hell is going on in the back, but I'm assuming he'll be here soon enough. What's going on, chat? What's going on in y'all's world? Besides Chillmonger. No, I already know what's going on in Chillmonger's world.
Chillmonger's busy getting his streams cut off.
And now Marcus is hurling insults from the other room. Why don't you just join us and show us your little dance moves?
I'm not busy.
There he is. Yo, there he is. Come on. Come on.
No, now you've disappointed the people because you've given them an unrealistic expectation of what was about to happen.
Let me be the first time I disappointed the people this week.
Well, there's that.
There is that. 10 people in the chat. What up to every single one of y'all? Appreciate y'all for being with us. What are we doing first? Are we doing Behind the Cape? Are we doing W's and L's? What are we doing?
I don't know, folks. What are we doing first today?
Whatever y'all want to do. It's up.
If it's up,
I really wish you would just show them the dance moves, but
what dance moves you talking about? You show me, then I'll do them.
No,
what you talking about?
Saw them on your phone.
No, I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. It was a very particular video I was looking for.
Shout out Perp Minded. I hate the way that you sneak this. If I catch light, it's gonna be direct.
Ain't he sneak this into you?
Bro, you said you were gonna dance. I heard you.
I didn't say I was about to dance, bro.
Dance floor is yours.
What are we doing first, folks? We Behind the Cape.
We want to see you
Dubs
dance.
and L's. Which one?
We want to see you hit the wacky wood.
That wasn't what we were even watching.
That wasn't, but it's something.
Are you gonna dance?
No.
You seem very obsessed with me dancing. Something you want to tell me?
Obsessed?
Why you so obsessed with me? Boy, I wanna know.
All right.
Lying that you're texting me when everybody knows.
This is like the 5th song.
It's clear that you're obsessed
Bobby
with
V,
me.
Backstreet Boys.
Whoa. Finally found a podcaster that you couldn't impress.
Chat's not choosing one, so you gotta choose one now.
Last caster on earth still couldn't get this.
Behind
the
the Cape?
delusional.
W's
Yeah,
and
that's
L's?
fine.
Behind the Cape? All right.
Yeah, that's fine.
about Supercell.
Supercell. Tell your mama say what go on. You gotta say it with your teeth clenched because my boy had the veneers. Supercell. Supercell, bro.
You got man them.
Fuck that. Piss on that, bro. Do that shit over here.
He said he want 2 bags.
Fuck that
No, he
shit.
said, do they say balls?
Man's take 5 bags or he takes none, eh?
They say something else. Perp said relax.
Fuck that.
Anyway. All right. Behind the cape. Let's talk about we'll start off right here. So Gray sent me a DM Friday, I think. My days are all mixed together because of what happened on Thursday. So don't hold that against me.
What happened on Thursday?
We're going over that in W's and L's.
Oh.
We're not doing that yet.
Didn't know what you were talking about.
Anyway, so yeah, he sent me a DM, and apparently Marvel has gone ahead and fired all the producers and writers who can be seen as activists, or the one word that we don't use on this channel anymore.
Yeah.
And apparently
Sure.
Lucasfilm is just already like they're done for. Like anything that comes out of Lucasfilm is just going to be shit.
Feels like a virtue signal. Feels like a hey, we really got things under control. And if they really did that, then good on them. I hope they didn't stop there and they actually went into the writers' room in the comic book sector and did the same. What's my level of confidence that they actually rooted out all of the issue? The guy who allowed it to get this bad is still at the helm, so that lets you know what I think about the prospects going forward.
True. This is according to Chris Gore. He was on the Critical Drinkers podcast. I've never heard of him, but that's not saying much.
No, I know the Critical Drinker. I don't know Chris Gore exactly, but I know the Critical Drinker.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was a live stream, bunch of people on it, and he was just like, "Yeah, I've got word from Marvel that, or one of his sources that supposedly they just did away with."
See, the only reason why I didn't jump all over it is I feel like that's the type of thing that like the trades would be all over. But then again, Disney owns the trade, so don't expect to see Variety or Insider, Hollywood Insider, kind of bucking the House of Mouse. But then again, there has been times over the last couple of years where they have. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what comes of it. I mean, the proof's going to be in the pudding.
Yeah.
And if everybody's too apathetic towards what's already been made with Agatha and Wonder Mane and
Eyes of Wakanda.
The Eyes of Wakanda.
Seem excited about it.
No, you gotta do it over your eyes. You gotta do it over your eyes because it's the eyes of what you get it. Right? But is it even gonna matter if they're already too apathetic towards what you are putting out? That was kind of my read of the Robert Downey Jr. thing. It was like very meh. It's like meh. And I don't think meh is where you want to be. I think you'd much rather be in rage mode than meh. Meh is I'll stay at home and watch it when it comes on Disney Plus. That's I hate this. I may just go buy a ticket to hate on it. A lot of crazy people out there.
Yeah, there are.
But meh means I'm ignoring you. Meh is Strange World. That's meh.
Yeah.
They don't want meh.
Facts. Speaking of RDJ, he is getting paid more than 80 M's for the next 2 Avengers films.
It craziness. Absolute madness. It makes you scratch your head because then they're like, oh, we don't want to get these big name, household name actors to start up a franchises with Fantastic Four and MCU or with X-Men. We want to get smaller, lesser known actors. But then you'll pay Robert Downey Jr. $80 million to pay a flagship villain, even though he was the flagship hero of the first 3 phases of your
because they're desperate.
Your universe here. It feels desperate. I don't know. There are people who think this is going to go really well. There are people who don't think it's going to go very well. I'm going to put myself in the objective seat and just kind of see how it all plays out. It feels creatively bankrupt though. It feels like we didn't have anywhere else to go, and this was the closest thing we had to a guarantee.
Yeah,
that's what it felt like.
For sure.
It also feels like they never really had a cohesive plan to make Secret Wars happen. because you would think that this would be a seismic shift to how everything was going to come together in Secret Wars, but Secret Wars hasn't budged, like placement wise, in terms of when it's going to come out. It hasn't budged, hasn't been renamed. We're not scrapping the concept. Nope, still going to Secret Wars, just different villain.
Well, that's how you know they didn't really have any of this
Have anything concrete? Yeah, that's disappointing.
Yeah. Speaking of that, My Time to Shine Hello, a Reddit influencer for Marvel, or not for Marvel, but when it comes to
Marvel
news,
scooper,
claims to have the Kang arc.
Let's see here. Let's read up.
My Time to Shine Hello is a crazy long name.
It is pretty long. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read through this. In this film, the TVA began gathering, and this is the proposed Kang Dynasty film. This is what it would have been about. So in this film, the TVA began gathering anchor beings across the multiverse, believing they are the only ones powerful enough to defeat the Council of Kangs. Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield were the anchor beings for their respective realities, while Tom Holland Spider-Man served as an anchor being for 616. The movie was intended to be smaller in scope. Jesus, do they need any more smaller in scope? Where I lost my spot. Compared to Secret Wars, focusing more on Holland's Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and other actors like Nick Cage's Ghost Rider. Okay, so yeah, this again feels like a nostalgia bust. Like, that feels like a nostalgia bust. Mm-hmm. But so far, so good. So far, so good. I like that. Like where we're going. Nick Cage's Ghost Rider is a little random, but
no, you like that.
That's cool. The plan was for all of them to ultimately fail, leading to the collapse of the multiverse and Kang's creation of Battle World. Oh, they're just going to do the same thing.
Yep. Sounds like it.
Literally, just going to do the same thing. Instead of Kang, it's going to be Doom. But then what's the pending, no pun intended, what is the pending Doom with Doom where it was the Council of Kangs with Kang? Like, what is his extra? Did he kidnap Galactus from the Fantastic Four universe that's getting ready to pop in the Fantastic Four movie, and then brought him to the 616, and now we have to come together to defeat Doom and Galactus.
And again, how do you explain away all of the Kang shit?
I don't know.
Now
let's just keep reading. Collapse. Blah, 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 blah. The plan was for them to ultimately fail, leading to the collapse of the multiverse and Kang's creation of Battle World. This would then set the stage for Secret Wars, where other MCU characters and additional multiverse figures could converge on Battle World.
So it'd be a huge amalgamation of characters, old and new, just in Battle World.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they could probably do a lot of the same. It's just now, what is the pending threat that we need to coalesce to try and beat Doom? Like just him himself? Because it feels like they should be to overpower him, just kind of like through attrition with the guys that they got. So then it's got to be some other either secondary or primary villain working with Doom to kind of drive all of this.
It's gonna be Kang off screen.
Kang off screen is crazy. Kang off screen is crazy. That's where we're not gonna go.
Yeah, Kang said he was working on some other stuff.
Tony Robinson was good.
What up? What up? Even Deadpool couldn't take down Wolverine. It's hilarious.
So what's this mean? Less black castings or less supporting character for black castings? We talking about Kang?
I'm assuming the first thing we talked about
with
the producers and writers that got fired.
Oh, I don't know. That's an interesting question. It's an interesting question. So I don't think that black castings in terms of quantity was necessarily the problem. I know Chill probably connect with that one. I think the spaces we were seen in kind of was the problem, at least for me, or the roles they were asking us to fill. If we could just get back to a very basic level of hey, there are black characters here that we haven't touched or done anything with. We have black actors that we would like to just get on the screen. Let's just do the simple thing and have black people play black people. Seems very simple, very straightforward. Would honestly solve a lot of problems for both sides of that argument. The super anti-woke and the identity politics driven faux activism side would serve them both, because you're still getting your faces that you looked for. The faux activists can't discern what the difference between the two are. Therefore, if we give them the better version, they won't know that they are getting anything different, so they're served. And then the crazy anti-woke crowd doesn't really have a leg to stand on now, because then they'd actually have to come out and say, we don't want to see black characters on screen, whether they're canonized or not. That we know that that's most of their problems in general, but it would force them to have to just say that out loud and make it clear, instead of just raving about anything that's not straight white male. So yeah, I think there is some some potential for good there if they actually did what they claim they did. But then again, we still have to never forget that the head of that snake is still there. Still there. Like, I don't think any of that would have went down without Kevin's approval. So we'll see how it goes going forward.
For sure.
What up, J.O.?
We should probably talk about that thing they're talking about, the Oregon and
even Deadpool couldn't take down a Wolverine. I like that. I like it.
Hilarious.
Antoine Johnson, what up? Let's jump him in the comments. Let's jump all the Ohio State fans in the comments. If there are
talking
any.
About Ohio State,
if there are any. I don't know. I want to get them going.
They're talking about Oregon.
I'll get the people going.
They're talking about the corniness of Oregon.
Who the hell gives themselves a nickname and tries to interject themselves?
They want to be called the Team Out
West.
The
Team Out West. Yes, yeah, that was embarrassing. That's pretty embarrassing. Them trying to make themselves rivals with Ohio State is pretty embarrassing.
Agreed.
Like first of all, you're clearly running away from the smoke, because there has been a team that's been dominating this league recently, and it has not been Ohio State. So for you to just bypass us altogether and then go pick a fight with Ohio State, like they want to be in a beef with y'all anyways. They got their own problems. They got a mountain to climb on their own.
Slight mountain.
Niggas over here
got a mountain
ducking the smoke. We'll see. Ducking the smoke.
Especially if your coach gets suspended. Anyway.
Our coach gets
Ryan
suspended?
Reynolds cleared Wesley.
If our coach gets suspended?
Cleared Wesley Snipes with Marvel.
Yo, my God.
And
the Buckeye fans have lost their mind.
No, I haven't.
They've lost their minds.
Your boy had
absolutely
clearly some sort of involvement, but
Sharon Moore did?
Deleting 52 text messages.
Sure.
Anyway.
So no. Stand on it right now. Stand on it. Sharon Moore, the offensive line coach, right? The offensive line coach knew about the defensive analyst's sign stealing scheme, because it would have done wonders for him, right?
Clearly,
signs would have been great for him, as he's an offensive coach. That makes sense to you?
Clearly, there was something he didn't originally want to show.
Fam, I asked you a very particular question, not anything that you wanted to continue saying on the microphone.
You're trying to give me
I asked you a question. Did the offensive line coach know about the defensive analyst's sign stealing scheme for opposing offenses?
Whatever he deleted.
Fam, I asked. I just say yes or no question.
I don't know if that has anything to do with
it's not complicated. It's not meaning Connor Stalions. He knew about Connor Stalions sign stealing.
The point is,
the offensive line coach
had something to do with all of this, and then he eventually showed
How do you know that? See, I'm always so interested in talking to people who make broad proclamations about shit that they can't prove. How do you know that whatever you brought it up, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it now.
Well, I said we was gonna get into it.
You brought it up. All
right.
You're making a broad proclamation about something that you cannot prove unequivocally. Like there's no proof that you can put to them that whatever the fuck he deleted, if he even deleted it, because you're probably getting this shit from beat writers at Ohio State.
No, I'm not.
If any of this is even true.
No, I'm not. I'm getting it from ESPN.
Because that's a reliable source in all of this.
It has been.
It has not been.
Why hasn't
Absolutely has not been.
Why hasn't it been?
Well, since considering that it's the NCAA's policy not to speak publicly on ongoing investigations, and Pete Thamel has had the inside track on every inner working of this investigation since it started. No, they're not a reliable source. They're not that's why they're not a reliable source. You asked for an answer, I gave it to you. Right, let me get back to what I was saying. No, you asked me a question, I answered it directly, unlike you. Let me get back to what I was saying. So
no.
Again,
your question was okay.
It's a direct question. Sherrone Moore is an offensive coach. Michigan is accused of stealing other teams' offensive signals. What the fuck would Sherrone Moore have to do with Connor Stallions in any regard? And again, since we're talking, since we are talking about these 52 text messages and you knowing that it has something to do with the sign stealing scandal, please share the evidence. Yes, it's exactly what you said. It had to have had something. You said it had to have had something. I knew it had anything to do with it. Josh, that's a lie. That's a flat out lie. You said it had to have been something dealing with this. That's what you said.
I said
it had to have been.
He had the 52 texts,
and it had to have something to do with that.
Ended up showing it to them, and it had something to do with this.
That's not what you said. That's absolutely not what you
but
said.
Then you kept trying to get me to say
that's what you're saying now. That's absolutely not what you said.
To get me to answer that question.
What you led with,
trying to land me somewhere else.
What started all of this was you alluding that Sherrone Moore knew about Connor Stallions. That's what started this entire conversation. Don't try to back off of it now. Don't try to back off of it now.
I can't have this conversation. You tried to lead me somewhere else.
No, I didn't. I asked you a question and you wouldn't answer it.
I tried to say no. I tried to answer.
You could have said no.
I just said.
Right. No, what you could have said when I asked you a question was no, because even what you're saying now doesn't mean that he fucking knew about the shit. You're telling me ESPN says that he had 52 text messages that he deleted and that he later showed that. According to ESPN, a source who's not supposed to have any bit of this information.
The only credit I'll give to that is that this is a leak of a draft of the NOA that's supposed to come.
Fam, Josh, but you're either being naive.
I made a joke about it, and
you're either being naive or you just being disingenuous.
Well, no,
but a leak from the NCAA means it was given to the NCAA or given to ESPN.
Yeah, the leak
means someone gave it to them.
The leak of the draft.
Okay, yeah. So again, why am I supposed to put any bit of actual legitimacy on a anonymous letter, anonymous draft, because they're not telling us who the source is? Because they're not. It shouldn't be the NCAA, because the NCAA has an official policy on not doing this. So we should be ruling the NCAA out of this. So if it's not coming directly from the NCAA, why the fuck would we be listening to people claiming to have drafts of the letter of allegations going to Michigan? Why would you? Why?
First thing that I said about this whole thing was supposed to be a joke, and then we were supposed to.
No, none of it was a joke. You meant what you said.
No, I didn't.
You meant what you said.
It would have been in my W's and L's. We would have actually talked about it.
It wasn't a joke. Like, just stand on what you say, fam.
That was a joke. I said it was a joke that your coach was going to get suspended.
You also went on in great detail, explain why you thought. So it's not a joke. If you can explain in great detail as to why you think that way, it's not a joke.
I was going to go on. That was a joke that I said.
Fam, it's not a joke. If you had all these details, you went back to an ESPN article. It's not a joke. Why don't Ohio State fans stand by? Why are you throwing rocks and hiding your hand?
I can't make a joke about your coach.
It wasn't a joke, fam. You were serious.
No, I wasn't.
So then everything you just said was fake then?
No, it was.
So then you were dead ass serious.
No, I was not.
What the fuck are you talking about? You talking in circles.
No, I'm not.
You brought this shit up. I made you explain it. And now you were just playing? Stop. Now you was just playing. It wasn't serious.
The joke was based on something true. Why can't the joke be based on something true?
Josh, were you joking when you said it or not?
I was joking when I said the very first thing about him being suspended.
And then I asked you to elaborate, and you gave this entire explanation. That doesn't sound like, I was just playing. That's a joke.
Because you made me answer a question.
So do you believe he's going to get suspended? Do you believe he knew something about this?
I don't care if he gets suspended. It was a joke.
Now you don't care. Why did you say anything about any of this?
Oh my God, it was just a joke.
Fuck no.
Why can't that be a joke?
Let this be a notice to all other.
Why can't that be a joke?
Let this be, since he doesn't want to stand by what he brought up and explained in great detail. Let this be a notice.
I only explained it because you made me go through it.
Are you finished? You done? You done?
Oh my
Because you
God.
clearly said you don't have nothing else to say about it. I just want to make sure you're done so I can finish saying what I was about to say.
Go
You
ahead.
done?
You got it.
Cool. So from now on, if anybody else jumps in the chat, in the comments, wanting to talk about Michigan, number one, in this sign stealing scandal, make sure you stand on what you say. Stand on it. Don't run from it when it's time to break down whatever it is you're talking about. Number two, stand on it. So when we actually get to whatever the fuck is going to come out with this letter of allegations, all of the eyeball emojis, all of the hammer emojis, all of the retweets,
Never seen any
just
of those
stand.
from
I'm
me.
not talking to you no more.
Never seen
I'm
any
not
of those
talking to
from
you. I
me.
asked you if you was done so I could finish saying what I was saying.
I'm done.
Do you have more that you want to say? Because I'd like to be able to finish my statement without being interrupted. You got something else you need to say?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can a joke not come from factual things?
Sure. Is there anything else you need to say?
Nope.
Okay. Like I said, if you want to engage with anybody over this way about Michigan sign stealing scandal, just stand on it. And then remember what you said when we actually get to the point of breaking all of this down. Don't run from it. Don't tell me you didn't mean it or that it was a joke.
Unless it's a joke.
No, I'm not speaking. This is my statement. If you have something else to say, then you make your statement. You say something off the back of your words.
I can't make jokes anymore on the
No,
podcast, I
no.
guess.
They only become jokes when you can't unravel the shit that you presented.
I
You
have to unravel every joke I make.
no,
What is
it wasn't.
that?
Again, it wasn't a joke until you began to get pressed.
Why
on it.
wasn't it a joke?
Hey, fam, we can move
Why?
on.
No,
We can move on.
No, we can't now. No, we can't.
Fam, you
That's
are
the one thing I wanted to do, and then you made me answer your questions.
right. You answered them. You said what you had to say. I gave you the
But I
floor to say
didn't
what you
want
wanted
to
to
answer
say.
the questions because I was just making.
No,
a
I'm not
joke in
talking about the
passing.
questions. I'm talking about just now. I gave you the floor to say what you wanted to say. You said something about can I make a joke about something real, which is a fucking cop out because you're
Why is
not
that a cop-out?
because you're not saying whether or not you actually meant what you said or not. You can say something without actually meaning it. It's passive aggressive as fuck. Let me just throw it out there, but then be able to claim that I was just playing when I get pressed on it. Don't say
You
it.
never
If
made
you
a
didn't,
joke like that.
if you didn't mean it, don't say it.
You never made a joke.
Fam,
like
I threw it out. You threw it out there. I asked you to elaborate. At that point, that's the point for you to say, I don't mean any of this shit I'm saying. You then went on to explain in great detail. You meant what you said. You just talked yourself into a fucking corner. And now it's, oh, I'm just
I
playing.
said right then and there, let's move on. And you said no. Answer this question,
Buddy, do you have any new information to present to this conversation? Or can we finish talking about behind the cake?
We can talk
Because you
about
was just
behind the
smacking
cake.
it, talking about you didn't want to stop talking about
No,
it.
we can talk
So
about
there's
behind the
something
cake.
else that you had to say.
No, we can talk about behind the cake.
So then what
That's
was
all.
the point of all of that?
All I wanted to do was talk about behind the cake.
But 2 seconds ago, you were smacking your thighs, talking about I don't want to move on because I tried to and you didn't let me. So are you sure? You sure that we can go on with behind the cake? Because 2 seconds ago, when I asked you if you had anything else to say, you said no, and then tried to start talking about it again. I just want to make sure this is done.
No, we
We
can go on
done?
and talk about behind the cake.
Go ahead, brother.
All right. Ryan Reynolds cleared Wesley Snipes with Marvel, and he was the driver to get him in the movie Deadpool and Wolverine.
So I think a lot of the conventional wisdom on Blade Trinity was that Wesley Snipes hated Ryan Reynolds. Seems like maybe they were trying to move Hannibal King in the position to replace Blade. I don't know how true that is, but it does seem that they were at least kind of in a meta way playing on that in some of the conversations in Deadpool and Wolverine. I thought it was interesting to hear him say that not only did Ryan Reynolds call him to set up the cameo, but also got it cleared with Marvel. From Marvel's side of things, though, it just continues to bewilder me how much leeway they gave them with Blade, considering what's going on with their own Blade project. Like, I don't know what you could have said to Ryan or Wesley to try to maybe rein it in. Not that it was terrible, but the jokes, and then even just the fact that we are seeing the OG Blade before the new Blade, seeing as how this movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, the concept of it wasn't even solidified when they announced Blade
10
back in
years ago?
2019. Like, there was no Deadpool and Wolverine. It was just Deadpool 3, the concept of Deadpool 3. So you're meaning we can create a whole nother Deadpool, bring in the old Blade to cameo in it before we can even get a first look, a trailer, anything from Blade?
At this point, is that really a surprise?
It just,
I mean, it probably would have been early on, but now
it just kind of continues to highlight the misstep. Like it just makes it bigger and bigger. And I didn't think that they would want to exacerbate that any more than they already have.
Makes sense. Human trafficking sting at San Diego Comic-Con. I guess they found, let me see. Authorities arrested 14 people and rescued 10 victims, including a 16-year-old during an undercover human trafficking sting.
Yo, this shit went super quiet. Super quiet. Almost as much as the RNC breaking Grindr when they had their convention.
Breaking what?
Grindr. You know that when the RNC was in town, they crashed the Grindr app?
That's crazy. No,
It's insane, and it went kind of quietly off to the left with all of the other craziness that was going on.
The servers were loaded so much from
that
all the
app
activity
crashed. That the app crashed.
The party of family.
Oh, anyways, but yeah, similarly as embarrassing, there was a giant human trafficking sting at SDCC. Not a whole lot of info coming out as to who, where they were any employees of any studios involved. There's a lot of questions I have in that instance, especially since, again, not a lot of people talking about it either.
No, not at all. Which is crazy. I mean, that's a huge number of people getting brought in. So, and I would assume that would impact SDCC next year.
Yeah, I would hope that they wouldn't like it doesn't start to put a
damper on the event.
Damper on not just SDCC but like any type of con events. You know what I mean? Like I would hate to see that become like a stigma. That's what I'm looking for.
Sure.
Stigma around cons or anything like that.
No, I think that just happens at big events from time to time because there's just so
many people about. Yeah.
Like I feel like something like that happened at the Arnold once. Am I crazy?
At the classic?
Yeah.
I don't remember if it did.
I don't know. I feel like I heard something like that. Maybe I'm just putting stuff out there that probably shouldn't be out there. Maybe I just lied on the Arnold. Okay. Also happening quietly, but not to the same extent as this. Inside Out 2 is in the top 10 highest grossing films of all time with 1.5 billion. I haven't even seen any advertising, me personally, for it. So.
I haven't seen the movie yet. It's a rare victory for Pixar. Good timing too. It's good to have some of those movies, you know, kind of compound themselves. So they've got a $1 billion tracker in Deadpool and Wolverine. They've got $1 billion and counting and with Inside Out 2. They need to start putting, 3, 4, 5 of these together at a time, especially with some of the bigger titles that they got going on. Only problem is that we're doing the I am not very creative wheel again over and over again. It's Moana 2 and Toy Story 5 and whatever
Toy Story
the
5.
newest.
Are you making a Toy Story 5 right now?
They are making a Toy Story 5. Whatever live action CGI mess they got going on in the live action sector, like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. You're just gonna keep running back the classics, but eventually they don't become classic. They just kind of become mundane.
Accurate.
Very meh.
Okay. Let's talk about some future stuff coming up. Not the rapper. Robert Kirkman says they are looking to make 7 to 8 seasons of Invincible, which will take them supposedly throughout the comic book, which I don't know if they're looking to do even more after that or what, but should be interesting to see at least.
So basically, we haven't even scratched the surface of what we're going to be getting from Invincible. What is this, season 2? We just finished season 2? Yeah. Or is this the hiatus from season 2? Or did we get a full season? No, we got a full season. We already took the break, yeah. So going into season 3, talking about 7 or 8 seasons.
Well, we haven't seen the thing yet, so
we haven't seen what?
The thing that happens in Invincible. The thing that I'm not sure they have to. They have to. Right, chat?
Is it a big thing? Like, is it okay? Is it something that like absolutely needs to happen in the story,
It happened, in
or
the
is it
comic
just
book.
outrageous to you and you're waiting to see it?
It's pretty outrageous. I don't know what I can say. I don't want to give it.
Yeah,
It's
this is
pretty
one of
big.
those rare occasions where you've read the source material or something, and I haven't,
read the full source material. I guess I just
and
read
you're
that.
able to like tease about it, and I don't like it. So stop asking chat about stuff that you know that I don't know
thing that
now.
happens in Invincible.
No,
y'all think
stop.
they'll actually show that?
Don't answer him. No one answer him.
I don't know. They'll probably show it. They've showed a lot so far. So
Chillmonger says Invincible follows the comic the way the anime covers manga. So does that mean more accurately, or
I think they're
it's more or less accurately?
They're going to show the thing. Probably.
Was that it?
I don't know squat about Invincible comics. Okay. Well, luckily the chat doesn't seem to know what I'm talking about now, but okay. Inside Out 2. Oh, Squid Game. Season 2 coming December 26th. And the final season is coming sometime in 2025. Hopefully neither one of these seasons ends like the last season, because that was kind of disappointing.
What were we talking about now?
Squid Game.
You didn't like the ending, the first ending of the first season?
No. Like the very ending.
You talking about the old guy end up being the one who ran?
Are we spoiling?
If you haven't seen season 1 of Squid Game, you don't give a shit about season 2.
All right, I've given y'all enough time.
Yeah, more than enough time for that one. If so, you're talking about where the old dude ends up being the one who was running the game?
No, I'm just talking about the fact that he ends up joining the game all over again.
Well, because didn't he like get somebody care about his daughter? That's who they was threatening when he was walking through the airport. Yeah, we was talking to his daughter, and then they called him. He probably think they gonna fucking go get her if he don't do it.
Okay. It's been too long since I've seen it. I just know I didn't like it. But yeah,
I probably would have took my daughter and moved to America.
I feel like at the time I was thinking, nah, bro, go get your daughter. Don't play the game again.
I'm just glad I get to see dude not being an Acolyte ever again. Oh, well, in case no, he's dead. So yeah, I don't ever have to watch him in Acolyte ever again.
Which one was an Acolyte?
Song Yu Jade. Song Yu Jade. Soul. The Asian Jedi. Did you not watch any episodes of Acolyte?
No.
Didn't see a promotional poster?
No.
Didn't even see like a preview, a commercial on TV?
No. Well, I don't see Disney Plus commercials very often. Me personally. I feel like I don't.
Okay.
And then I'm not actively watching Disney Plus at all because I don't support them. So
you got it, bro.
Okay. Ben Affleck playing Hulk Hogan.
Holy shit. Yes. Ben Affleck is playing Hulk Hogan in a movie called Gawker. And it's about that website that supposedly stole his sex tape. This should be interesting.
That apparently he had no idea about.
Wonder how many N-bombs Affleck's going to get to drop.
He is from Boston, is he not?
Oh, not saying that Ben Affleck wants to say the N-word. I'm just saying to truly capture the nature of Hulk Hogan, you have to say the N-word.
He doesn't want to say it.
Who knows? I mean, he may be one of those good Bostoners. One of those good Bostoners, you know? The ones that park cars down at the Harvard Yard.
Yeah, he could be. I don't know if he wants to say it, but I feel like a lot of people from Boston want to say it. And do say so whenever they get the chance to.
I think some of his friends say it. Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg absolutely say it. I don't know about Ben. Ben is a little bit. He's cooler. He's all right. Yeah, but then I always get spurned when I think that about certain white gentlemen. So
They always have something in the closet.
There's usually something there.
And for Ben Affleck, it could be his inward usage.
Josh sees True Social commercials. That's crazy. You on True Social?
I am not on True Social. True Social is crazy.
What's up, Josh and Marcus? Do you think Henry Cavill would have been a better casting as Dr. Doom? Maybe not Dr. Doom.
Cavill's supposed to be Wolverine.
Now that shit I love. Don't care that he's like 6'5" and jacked, and he'd probably be a better Scott.
Actually, he probably would be a better.
I want Henry Cavill as Wolverine. Inject that shit into my veins, brother. That shit looked awesome. Of all the variants that I saw, okay, again, anyways, cover your ears for a second. For all the variants that I saw in Deadpool and Wolverine, Henry Cavill was definitely the best Wolverine variant. By far. By far. My favorite. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I feel like he said another joke about me, but
dude that I wanted to play Dr. Doom was
Peaky Blinders.
Yes. Dude from Oppenheimer.
Yep.
That's who I wanted to play Doom.
Murphy.
Either him or Mads Mikkelsen. I could have seen Mads Mikkelsen as Doom as well.
I can see that too. J-Lo gave.
Please don't get on my back about Romani characters. What's the name? Natalie Portman is Romani. So if that's the bar of melanation that needed to happen for that character, I think that Mads Mikkelsen would do just fine.
Is it Cillian Murphy? How you pronounce it?
The Peaky Blinders dude?
Yeah.
Sure.
Have I ever heard his name said?
Cillian sounds right.
I think it's Cillian.
Sounds right.
Yeah. Anyway, last thing I believe.
Sounds Scottish.
Evil Dead animated series in the works. Bruce Campbell to voice Ash Williams because.
Get out of here. Natalie Portman is Israeli.
I did not know that either.
All right, somebody got to look that up for me. Somebody got to look that shit up for me.
I guess that's me.
Is she really Israeli?
I'll look it up while you talk about Evil Dead animated series.
Oh yeah, the Evil Dead animated series.
She is Israeli.
Again, melanation levels. That's European. According to a study done by Columbia University. Anyways.
She was born in Jerusalem.
Was she? European genetics. Purebred is crazy. That's nuts. Yes. Oh boy. Where were we? What were we even talking about? Evil Dead, the animated series. Yeah. So the guy who plays Ash is actually going to be the voice of Ash in the animated series. So check there. Concept wise, there are a lot of things I think you could do with the Evil Dead series in an animated space. That usually you probably want to reserve for a movie. If you were doing it in the live action, I don't think this would have gone over as well as like a mini series or anything like that. Animated wise, though, they can do some things, kind of following on the momentum of shows like Invincible and X-Men 97, and most recently Cape Crusader on Prime. There has been a big push for animation, so I can see this doing well.
Becoming a lot more, it's beginning to be taken a lot more serious.
It's a lot more appealing to the adult demographic, the 18, 25, 25, 35. You know, there are older demographics now paying attention to animation where they weren't necessarily doing so before. So that's cool. It's cool. Should have some decent success if it's good. It's quality.
Sure. Absolutely. Black Panther. I have not seen Deadpool and Wolverine because I'm waiting for the bootlegs because I no longer support Marvel.
He said Hollywood won't let Bruce Campbell move on from Ash Williams. You could have watched it by now if you wanted to see it.
No, I could have because I could have watched the shit quality. But
is it that they won't let him move on, Tony Robinson, or does he want to? Because I mean, even in the Sam Raimi cameos, he's basically just Evil Dead guy selling pizza. So I don't know if that he doesn't want to get away from it or they won't let him. That'd probably be an interesting question for him if he's ever interviewed by somebody.
I can't watch Deadpool and Wolverine because I've been watching Supercell.
Supercell.
Supercell. Not true, but
I was about to say,
I
I
just
literally only watched Supercell today.
I just wanted to say Supercell. All right. Any other things that we need to talk about during Behind the Cape?
Fuck that, bruv. Let's talk about Supercell.
Men's them wants to do W's and L's, yeah?
Men's don't want to do nothing.
Yo.
Men's them do what I say.
Yo.
Or man's
Maybe
down.
right.
Man's do what I say or man's down.
No, I'm good.
Tell your brethren I said wagwan.
You just gonna keep quoting that one part?
Tell your mama I said wagwan.
Yikes.
It was just so hard. He's like,
That was crazy.
tell your
That
mama I
was
said wagwan.
insane. Like, why? Why do you have to do that? Well, did Homeboy actually touch him so that he could get the powers? I don't remember. I thought he went behind him to take whatever.
I think he
had.
killed the speeder first.
Is that what he did?
He
Okay.
killed the speeder first, and that's where he got the energy. First of all, you see what you can do, Marvel? That show couldn't have had more than a $10 million budget if it was $10 million.
It looked great.
And that's how they do a version of Sync right there. That's how they do.
And pretty much
What y'all doing?
Pretty much all black cast.
What y'all got going on?
Just saying. Anyway, all right, ladies and else.
W's and L's. W's and L's. Solar Movie has a good DW bootleg. Solar Movie?
Solar Movie what?
Just check it out.
I will. After I watch Supercell.
Black Panther said he watched it twice already. He watched it twice in the amount of time it took you to watch it once.
Deadpool, because he wanted to go buy tickets twice.
Do you-
I'm not buying those tickets. Oh, he watched Supercell twice.
Did you see Supercell as a one-off or kind of universe building thing?
Wait, what?
Do you see Supercell as a universe building kind of project, or do you think it's a one-off?
I would assume they could if they wanted to make it a universe, I guess.
I agree. I mean, it doesn't.
Because there were so many people, and you know what's crazy is I knew Homeboy had the power.
Who?
What was his name? Crazy.
I didn't.
I knew.
I did. For some reason, I just didn't see that shit coming.
I saw it coming.
I thought he was just the random thug character, which why I was pleasantly surprised when they did kind of show that he was like a killer for the company.
I didn't
That shit
know
was
the
kinda
whole
dope.
time, but once they went to A-Town, I was like, he must have it. And then 5 minutes.
We got a Supercell review coming out for you this week.
later-
Just hold your horses, folks.
All right. W and L's. That was terrible. That was a bad one. I gotta do it again. W's and L's. The weekly recap show, bruv. Where we talk about the things that we like in it and the things that we don't like, bruv.
My son like Drake before he went to America.
W's and L's, the weekly recap show where we give a W to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. It's on you.
Is it?
It's on you.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna start with the L's because my L's lead into my dubs, and then I got one toss up at the end.
Same.
So my first L I got is going out to that goddamn balloon popping game. What is it? 20v1?
No, it's just Pop the Bloom. It's just called Pop the Bloom. They're two different things.
Is the
Pop the
20v1
Balloon
a
and
different?
20v1 are two different things.
So then maybe I'm talking about the 20v1.
I like Pop the Bloom, but I only like when one creator does it. It's the girl. It's the African girl.
Yeah, no. We
But the
talk. Wait, hold on. It's
20v1s
multiple people playing that game. Nobody's copywritten that game yet.
No.
So there are just
There are
a
multiple
slew
people
of
doing
creators that play the game.
doing both 20v1s and Pop the Bloom.
Come on, Goofy.
But
Somebody
But
pay
the
for to
good
have the
Pop
game
Balloons
copywritten.
only come from one creator. She probably should. Well, she probably stole the idea from somebody else. Because realistically, all these things that they're doing are just rehashes from old reality shows, old like game shows and reality shows and shit like that.
Why wouldn't you find something that you could make proprietary so that no one else could just make your video? Because I just assumed that all of this was from the same people.
Because you would have to make up something. in order to trademark it. You're stealing it from
Anywho,
someone else.
yeah. Anywho, well, no, I know that's why they can't. I'm saying, why don't they? Was the question? That was
Because
the
that's
ask.
too difficult.
To make a game,
You want me to be a content creator?
balloon popping game, or the 20v1 shit. We're going too far. Shout out to Daphne, the queen of responsibility, for putting this shit on my radar. They doing this shit with kids now?
Damn it! You took how did you take that L? They're doing
this shit with
Lil
kids.
RT and other
Whoever the fuck little RT is. And then to make it even worse, they got the little girls on here dancing for the little nigga, and the creator is checking out the little girls.
fam
First of all, somebody go arrest this nigga right now.
immediately.
Just arrest him. Check his phone. Check his laptop. Check.
Expeditiously.
Just let's go through all of that. If he ain't no PDF file, then he ain't no PDF file. But them's the type of niggas that I look at funny.
I mean, to have that idea in the first place.
The hell you mean? Oh shit! And we got like detailed footage of you doing it. Look in her direction, like yo. Stop. First of all, anybody who dropped their kid off for this little game, you're a goofy.
Yep.
If you dropped your kid off and left for this little game, you're a goofy.
He's a super goofy for that.
Stop. Keep your family safe. Shoot all the pedos. Anyways, my next L.
So one other thing that was my toss-up coming from that is a guy made a TikTok kind of reacting to it, but basically stating that Lil RT and little kids who are doing this like rapper shit, and then like women who are like starting to talk big and bad in their lyrics, are kind of the record label's way of continuing this like lifestyle of like just, you know, going out, drug usage, even to some levels some street stuff.
Even if we show kids doing it, that just makes it even more acceptable, right?
But if they can have them doing it as opposed to the men who constantly get locked up or killed doing it, then they can have
you're saying pushing it harder on the kids and women because they're not gonna get locked up. They're gonna be able to stay outside.
Have more of a long-term investment on it.
Why don't you just do yourselves a favor and look into, by and large, what demographic runs the music industries? I know most of you have already done your industry on what demographic largely runs the entertainment, the film and television industry. There was a nice little article that came out this week about the ADL and how they work closely with APAC, and basically the Anti-Defamation League targets people for APAC to use their money to silence.
I think I heard that.
For criticisms for Israel. Yeah. Yeah. Should look and see who runs the ADL as well.
Anyway, the ADL basically.
Let's just leave people to do their own research. We wouldn't want to get labeled as Kanye West up here.
Sure.
Anywho. Oh, the IBA. Big L. International Boxing Association gets a huge L. So this weekend, if you've been paying attention to Olympic news, you probably got some updates about some males competing with females in combat sports. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Which kind of upset me. I was like, well, how the fuck did this get to the goddamn Olympics? I know we struggle with this in college athletics and high school athletics. How did we not figure this out by now, to the fact that there's an issue in the Olympics with women's boxing?
Mm-hmm.
So then the IBA, who has long been known as being a bought organization, it's corrupt, bought judges, bought officials, just all around a criminal organization. But they tried their best to do something positive in the wake of this controversy. They actually verified that the woman in question, whose name is, hold on, got her right here. Her name is Iman Khalif. She's from Algeria. Verified that she had already been vetted as a female. She ended up beating who is this? Angela Carney.
Mm-hmm.
She beat her. There was some suspicions about her being a biological male. IBA comes out and says, no. But this is a woman. She's been vetted. We know that she's a woman. In defense of her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the cries keep getting louder. People start talking about it more. Clarissa Shields comes out and makes a post about it, about how wrong it is to have women fighting with men. Amongst other celebrities, other athletes, just talking about it, chirping, oh my God, this is wrong. Which I could understand why. Like, I wouldn't want to see biological men fighting women.
Sure.
Only problem is she's not. The IBA is not, right? But wait, they waited until the celebrities started rolling in to say that they were going to pay her as if she was not Khalif, not the one who's been called in to be a man, the woman who lost, the woman who quit 40 seconds into the fight because she got punched too hard. They're going to pay her the purse of the Olympic winner.
Why? Okay, so I don't know if this is true because I've barely been kind of looking at it through the timeline. She was born a woman, correct?
She
She
is a woman. The reason why it's being called into question is because she had some at the World Games, she wasn't able to compete, or they tried to stop her from competing at first because she had a higher testosterone level. She has some sort of disorder that gives her a higher testosterone level.
Yeah.
Doesn't speak to bone density. They both weighed in at the same weight. She just had a little bit of higher testosterone. That's probably why her chin's so strong and, and shoulders and whatnot. But anyways, verified biological woman. Y'all wasted all this energy on a grift. Shorty got up there and got beat up and then called her opponent a man. And because she looks kind of manly, everybody ran with it, jumped on the bandwagon. So much so that the IBA tried to dispel it and then jumped on the bandwagon after. How the fuck are you paying the woman who basically quit an Olympic competition because she says she didn't want to fight her opponent?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You were one of the first ones to verify that she was actually a biological woman. You see how bad things can get when don't nobody want to tell the fucking truth? This whole situation frustrated me. At first, I was frustrated because of what was being proposed. Mm-hmm. Then I got frustrated because it's like, oh, so she's not actually a man?
Yeah. Yep.
So she's not a man?
Wait a minute. Wait, what? Huh?
So all y'all got all up in here in a tizzy over somebody who's literally not a man? Hey, listen. If ever there was a female with some higher levels of testosterone, I think we could probably, I don't know if she got the same disorder. I ain't gonna put that on her, but Clarissa. Yeah. But Clarissa, come on now. I'm not saying that you have abnormal levels, but it ain't the same as Janelle Monáe. You ain't got the same testosterone levels as Beyonce. Let's just keep it funky now. Now they got you up here, talking down on your brethren, your counterpart over there. Talking about she a man. Nope, she wasn't a man.
No.
The girl who she fought just quit. She quit. And in true white girl tears, Karen fashion, she's going to get paid for her quitting. Yikes. Yeah, so that's L to the IBA and the Olympics. All of that.
For sure.
All of that. ADL. Yuck. Wish we could pass a law to ban plastic surgery unless it's a medical reason. Okay. In 2023, tested positive for XY chromosomes is called gender eligibility test.
I heard something like that.
Tested positive for XY chromosomes, well, that would make her a man.
Yeah, I heard something like that. I don't know anywhere near enough to speak to it, but I did hear something about the chromosomes.
With the genetic syndrome, which is Schreiber syndrome, is that what would cause her to test positive for the X and Y chromosome? That would make sense because I would assume that testosterone would play a role in identifying a Y chromosome.
Yeah, but I still feel like she's technically still born. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, she can't. If she's born without the parts, you can't call her a male just because she has more testosterone. There are males with more estrogen in their body
Yeah,
than there is testosterone. And they got.
we are all born as we start in the stomach, I should say, as the same thing. And then,
But I'm saying no, there are males who have an abnormal amount of estrogen in their body, and it manifests. They can't grow hair in certain parts of their body, the boobs, all of that. Like that does. Now that I have seen in the male. What do they call it? The gynecomastia,
or the opposite in women,
when you can't build muscle in your chest and it's just soft fatty tissue like breast. That is a condition that does not make you a woman, though.
Right.
So similarly, I'm thinking that's what this is for her. She has a high level of testosterone. She presents with some male-esque features, but they were never able to ascertain that she was a biological male.
Yeah, just because she got a 5 o'clock shadow doesn't mean she's
Jesus. Dude, you bugging. Clarissa Shields is pure woman. Just watch it. First of all, I love Clarissa Shields. All I'm saying is that maybe she should have done a little bit more research before she was clearly on the other side of this. And what I said was maybe it wasn't an abnormal amount. But she was got more testosterone in her body than the average woman. Come on, man. I would say based off of her training regimen, of the workouts that she's doing to break down fatty tissue in her body, would suggest that she has a higher than normal for a woman. The point was to suggest that high testosterone levels in a woman doesn't make you a man. That was the point I was getting to. Love Clarissa Shields. I don't want no smoke. She'll beat me up. Pure woman, all woman. She is born female. Clarissa apologized. Okay, cool. I just, again, you don't have to apologize for stuff that you verified the first time. This is just me.
Things that you don't have to talk about.
Yeah, like you didn't have to put your foot in your mouth that way. Shorty had a strong face.
Yo.
All right. Next L I got is going out to Louisiana Mayor Misty Roberts, who just recently stepped down for her seat as mayor of. Let's see if I can get the town up here. Mayor of
Shreveport.
No, not Shreveport. Bonton. Nah, she is from Misty Roberts. Clayton. No? Oh, no, her name is Misty Roberts Clayton. I don't know what town in Louisiana she's from. Damn, y'all, it's not telling me what city she's from. She is a Louisiana mayor. She just resigned her seat. The reason why she resigned her seat is because a few days later, she was
DeRidder, Louisiana.
DeRidder, there you go. She was charged with child rape. 42-year-old white woman from DeRidder, Louisiana. She was arrested for allegedly having sexual intercourse with one juvenile victim while employed as mayor.
That's crazy.
As a mayor, like, not nasty enough that that's what you're doing, but like as you are the mayor of the city,
she should get extra time for that.
Both juveniles confirmed Roberts had sexual intercourse with them. One juvenile victim while employed as mayor. Statement read: the former mayor was charged with third-degree rape. She was arrested and released on $75,000 bail. Why is she arrested? She's definitely, why was she released?
I'm like, what?
Why was she released? She's definitely a danger to the public and a fucking flight risk. She's the goddamn mayor.
Yeah.
The hell?
Yeah, she should serve even more severe punishment, because she's in public office.
Yeah,
and
man.
Could have used public office to gain access.
I like Louisiana, but if y'all got this freaky frog stuff going on down there, find another place to retire.
Too far from New Orleans.
We don't know.
I'm going to New Orleans in less than a month, so
you might see DeRidder.
I'm not going to DeRidder.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
Yo, I don't have kids.
All right,
or a wife. 3 hours away. That's good enough for me.
Kentucky men's football. You'll like this one. Well, no. First of all, there's a Mr. Beast little intersector here.
You
So we'll
scratched it
quickly.
out?
Yeah, no. I put it in the middle.
Oh.
So we'll talk about Mr. Beast and his freaky friend Chris, real fast. Chris.
Tyson?
No, there's a woman name now because he's trans.
It's Ava.
Ava, there you go. Ava Chris. Apparently Ava Chris has been grooming a 13-year-old boy for some time now
Yo,
in
what's
some
up with
chat
these
rooms.
content creators and
Freaky Frogs. Freaky Frogs has been doing it for some time. And it's seeming more and more, the more information we get coming out about it, that Mr. Beast knew. Haven't seen anything corroborate the fact that he was directly involved in any actions that might have taken place with the individual, the underage individual, who is 13, by the way. So just in case there's any of those, oh, but what about the age of consent guys in the chat right now? Oh, it's not that bad. He was only 17 type shit. Nope. 13 years old. 13 years old. Talking about male appendages, the size of Mr. Beast's appendage.
yo, that's crazy.
Again, it's seeming more and more like Mr. Beast probably knew about this shit going on, but again,
Kept it hush.
allegedly at this point. The victim of all of this has since come out in true R. Kelly abusey fashion and said that no, none of this is true. I wasn't groomed. I did it willingly. Blah 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 blah. But as we all of us, reasonable adults know that you can't consent to a damn thing at 13. So
Yes, right.
don't give a shit if you liked it or not. I think people always were working towards a reason for Mr.
not
Beast
like
not be a good guy.
Yeah,
This is the most unfortunate of all things that could have happened to him.
sure.
To even be involved in any of this. Like I was thinking embezzlement, wire fraud, regular fraud, just any
fraud for sure.
anything that has to do with money. Kids and harming children was the furthest thing from my mind that had
Wait,
anything to
money
do with
because of all the money that
all
he
he's
gives out?
getting. Yeah. That's
think
where I
that's-
would have thought
I think that's corporate sponsor money, but
well, I mean, he is the biggest YouTuber there is, right? So
That
he's,
too. Yeah,
he's
he's
the
getting
most
it- he's getting it
handsomely
from
paid
YouTube.
content creator in the
Yeah,
US,
yeah.
other than maybe Joe Rogan and Joe Budden.
Yeah, I don't know what they're getting paid from. Well,
But in terms of open
Budden doesn't have a deal with
platforms,
Spotify. Yeah,
yeah,
from
open
YouTube,
platforms.
Homeboy's getting paid.
Talking about Twitch, Rumble, YouTube, shit like that. Mr.
Yeah.
Beast is the biggest, so
For sure.
he has the biggest paycheck of any content creator not named Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
But again, if they were talking impropriety, I would have definitely gone to the money first.
Sure.
Definitely going money first.
I feel like I heard something about him being on a podcast and talking about Bad Baby Crazy too.
Who, Mr. Beast?
Yeah, like before she turned 18,
Yeah. Nasty.
allegedly.
That makes the who he chose in the Drake be very interesting.
Did he choose Drake?
No, he chose Kendrick, but
No.
maybe that was like foresight in his mind. He's like, man, I got this shit coming down. Natalie Chris is gonna have all this nasty shit coming out about her.
Ava Chris.
Ava Chris is gonna have all this nasty shit coming out about her. I should probably stay on the non-PDF file of this.
Well,
So yeah, nasty stuff going on with Mr. Beast.
Yes.
Watch out. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. Kentucky football getting the L, while everybody else is expecting Michigan to get the hammer. Kentucky got the real hammer. I think it's a multi-year postseason ban, or is that what they got?
I think so.
Also some scholarships and stuff like that. Apparently, Kentucky football has been playing ineligible players. Now, make this make sense to me. And again, this is why I feel so confidently in talking about Michigan's own trouble with the NCAA currently. You mean for 3 years, Kentucky has been playing players who were academically ineligible, academically or through the payments that they've received ineligible,
Yeah.
right? In Kentucky, not only did they not know, but there's no plausible way that they did know. And this is just fielding players. Like there's an entire compliance department within these football programs. The idea that they didn't know one of their players was ineligible is laughable. But it is what it is, right? And they did it for 3 years. Now, for 2 football seasons, Michigan is accused of having an employee who, on his own dime and through his own means, paid for and paid other people to record signs from other teams. So if Kentucky can claim they didn't know that their players weren't eligible to play academically or otherwise, and get that initial punishment from the NCAA, what makes anybody think that they will be able to connect the dots on something as intricate as what was going on at Michigan, as opposed to just fielding ineligible players? If they're going to look at Kentucky and be like, all right, well, there's no way you could have known. I'm sorry, what? What? Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. There's even less evidence in the Michigan case than there is in the Kentucky case. It's not based on hearsay, because the things that they were ineligible for still exist today. There's no smoking gun. The things that are being proposed that weren't turned over to the NCAA doesn't have subpoena power to ask for. They don't have the power to ask for it. I think we should leave investigations to police officers, and if you're the NCAA, you should find other ways to try to be relevant. But that's Kentucky football. Last L I got is going to go into my first dub. I'm giving out an L to The Game, Akon, and Lil Pump.
You're giving a dub to them?
An L.
Okay.
This L is going to lead into my first dub.
Hold that thought.
L to Game, L to Akon, L to Lil Pump. Because they don't look at women as a threat now. If they had been a man, she would have been under the jail. No, that's a fact. I'm talking about the Louisiana lady. Antoine also says, wait a minute, Kentucky's getting hit. I was getting sick of them digging in our backyard for recruits. Maybe they can get some other recruits back and took their money. Yeah, I mean, it looks real great for the who were the brothers that went there last year? Smith twins. The Smith. Oh, I'm sorry. I know you guys are so glad. You guys are so glad. Now you can't go to, the Cheetos Bowl this year. You guys were going to be great in the Cheetos Bowl.
There's not a Cheetos Bowl.
You guys were going to be great in the Charmin Offshore Soft Bowl.
I think there is a Cheez-It Bowl.
You guys were going to be awesome in the Tabasco Bowl. But now you can't even go to that.
Bowl.
You guys were going to be awesome in the AutoZone Bowl. It's too bad that Kentucky has been paying players illegally and also allowing them to play when they're academically ineligible. What a great place to send your kids. Akon exempt from the L, just like the hilarious Jeff Teague. No, he's getting an L. Akon seeing locked up.
What's up with you? You've been in your content creators bag this week, apparently.
I'm
assuming that's what this has to do with.
Well,
it has to do with a certain type of content.
Kind of, yes. It's about the pedo catchers, right? Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do watch some of these guys, not the ones that have been paying celebrities. The Vitali guy, I don't. I think he's
doing it for clicks.
I am less confident that he actually caught these predators doing what he said they did from him, because what is the reason for involving celebrities in this shit? I don't understand that. Not to mention, some of the celebrities you're involving are literally predators. I don't know if anybody told you about JC before you told him to come on down to catch a pedo, but maybe you should look into some of their past before we.
He's not gonna do that because he's involved in some bullshit himself.
Like, what the fuck what? Bro, JC with you?
Vitali or whatever.
Yeah.
In bullshit. So like,
and then Lil Pump popping on X pills. Got a new car and a new crib, and he got a new deal. And the new deals with Rumble, with True Social.
Yeah, my grandma do meds.
Jesus Christ. So yes, L for all three of them for working with Vitali or whatever the dude's name is.
Well, he's one of them. I think there's multiple people doing it.
No. Some of them dudes actually be like
doing real stuff.
Doing real work. be going on month circuit, and we've been texting you for 2 months, like actually getting these dudes on bullshit, and they be so embarrassed and shit like that. They call the cops, and then a lot of times they end up beating these dudes' ass, not just trying to embarrass them for streams, trying to make jokes and shit. I don't want to see you make jokes. But anyways, they all got an L, and my dub goes to Quavo for running off on the plug, for taking that man's $50,000 and standing him up.
Yeah,
for the goofy that he is. First of all, you're sending the entire check before they show up.
Yeah, that's
I feel like I would have had to rob you of of a GP. You mean you cash apped me $50,000?
That's the deposit.
Before I came?
I show up and I get the back half.
No. The way that he described it, he gave it all.
Oh, well then he's stupid.
He gave it all.
You're an idiot.
Yeah, I would feel like I would need to rob you just off a GP. Like if I was coming to do a job with you for $50,000 and you sent me the $50,000 up front before I ever showed up, I feel like it's just off the principle. I have to teach you that lesson. I don't want you to get got like that ever again. You know what I'm saying? Let me teach you this life lesson now.
Yeah, no, there's supposed to be a deposit and a back half. So
you need good leadership. Let me be your mentor since your daddy don't bring you shit. Yeah, shout out to Quavo. What a lovely turnabout there. Yikes. I'm giving a dub out to Jamal True Love. Jamal is getting a dub for me for telling his truth this week. There's been a lot of conversation about Vice President Kamala Harris and her lineage, her background, her ethnicity, her racial makeup this week, spearheaded by the 45th Cheeto of the United States, who brought all of that into question.
Yep.
Here's what I will say on that before I get to the dub for Mr. True Love. I don't think it's expressly clear that Kamala Harris is black. I think there's some funny business there. I think that her father's nationality should not dictate her race. Her father's racial makeup should dictate her race. If you think otherwise, that's a slippery slope. God bless you. But anyways, that's just how I feel on it. I will also say that it doesn't really matter, because black, white, or yellow, if you are in a position to be president of the United States, you are more than likely not working for the American people, literally. That's what I've learned about American politics in my time as a voter. You are not actively working for the people that you are asking to vote for you. So it doesn't really do anything more or less for us as black people. Us, that's what I'm talking about. To have a black or white person up there, because whoever is in that position is not going to have the gravitas or the room to make the decisions that need to be made to actually change anything, because this is all controlled by moneyed interest anyways.
Especially after they ask a certain type of people to do their job and get out and vote.
If you are my age, if you're 30 years old, probably a little bit even older, if you are at least, because I don't think this happened. This hasn't happened since Lyndon B. Johnson died. If you're my age or a little bit older, this is the first time that your Democratic elect, right, their candidate, wasn't voted into that position. We didn't vote for Kamala 2 times over. She competed against Joe Biden and was kind of in his area of the polls when she dropped out and pledged whatever delegates she had to Joe Biden in 2020. She wasn't dominating the pack. She was not. So we didn't elect her the first time to run for president. Then she got chosen for vice president. And we didn't have an opportunity to elect anybody at the convention. No. It's Kamala Harris. She was anointed for us. So the thing that matters more to me than whether or not she's black is what she's going to do. And that's where Mr. True Love comes into play. Mr. True Love received a 50-year sentence in the state of California for I think it was a rape and a murder that he did not commit, that he was innocent of. And upon being sentenced to that 50 years, he tells that Kamala Harris looked at him and laughed. So now, on top of the prisoners who were eligible for early release, who got granted early release in California due to a ballot initiative that Kamala Harris fought tooth and nail to keep them in. Besides fighting for mandatory minimums, besides being hard on marijuana, as a California DA in fucking California, where they are bringing in billions of dollars in revenue from weed every quarter.
Yeah.
Every quarter, has the audacity to fill prisons with more and more brown and black people for weed. But then gets on the Breakfast Club and jokes about inhaling.
Dog, she just
that's
got
the
on
stuff
stage.
that matters more to me than whether or not she's black. That's inconsequential because her actual morals or lack thereof is what's actually going to kill you, not whether or not she's black.
I didn't care about the whole Meg shit, really, because I mean I've seen Democratic.
It's more pandering, yeah, and
it is, but I've seen
they-
Democratic candidates have
Alicia Keys, Jay-Z,
you know what I
Beyonce,
mean?
they've
So,
been
like,
doing that. Diddy,
that's whatever.
yeah, let's
Then
not
she
forget
got on
about Diddy.
stage, but then she got on stage and was like, "Well, like my good friend Quavo says," I'm like, "Dog,
Yo, good friend, who?
dog, you've got to stop doing this shit." Because all this is telling me is that you think the young black people that are supposed to come out and vote for you are absolute idiots for anything that's not rap lyrics.
Yeah, I feel like to kind of quell some of this questioning around her blackness, she should go away from that shit. Be a consummate professional like Obama was. Don't feel like you need to turn your blackness on and off, because again, that's what shows that you're not black the most. Other than all these other conversations that's going on with you, you show your lack of blackness when you have to talk like a black person.
The second you become president, you will not say another.
I washed greens in my bathtub. That's so obviously not true. And if it was true, you're disgusting. I would never eat food at your house.
Yeah.
Like stop saying obviously untrue stuff because you feel like it's going over well culturally. I ain't never been in nobody's house and got a strip of Hormel bacon in my greens. Ever. And if I saw it, I wouldn't eat it. It's not a virtuous thing.
An entire strip.
Washing mustards, collards, or kale in your bathtub is utterly disgusting. And the fact that that's not in your mind as a black woman lets me know everything I need to know. But again, that doesn't matter, because if you actually had a spine, if you had a moral code that I could ascertain, then maybe I could stomach it. Maybe I could get my mind around it. But with you being so morally fluent, so easily bended into whatever position they need to put you in, and by they I mean anybody. I mean BlackRock. I mean APAC. I mean any the pharmaceutical industry, the banks, whoever needs to fold you into a pretzel, you'll go right the way they need to fold you.
Yeah. What's crazy is the second she gets the vote, she will not look our way at all. And the second she doesn't get the vote, if she doesn't, they will all blame black men for it.
I don't care who the fuck they blame. I really don't give a shit. It's not like they come back to us and they try to offer us anything to win us back anyway. So I could give two fucks who they blame.
That's what's going to happen.
I think that the one leg up that she has is that she'll probably kick Trump's ass in a debate
if they decide where it's going to be.
Right, yeah, but they're still fighting over who gets to host the debate. So we'll see if that even happens.
It probably shouldn't be Fox News.
I don't think that should matter to her, to be honest with you. I think she comes off just as petty to him.
That's true.
Just as petty as him when she denies it. I don't think the platform matters. There is no amount of questions you can ask us or any form you can set up. It's going to make Trump a better debater than Kamala Harris.
And if she's worried about the fact checking, she should be able to fact check.
You should be able to do that in real time. Like,
He
If-
lies every time.
If you are
Every
not
sentence.
a shape-shifting chameleon, a robot, you should be able to check him when he's lying, just like we all are from home.
Sure.
Shouldn't need a team or a moderator to say, hey, that's not true. So if he lies the way that y'all say he do, and we know that he does, you should be able to check that shit. Show your prowess. That's my whole point of saying that. Is that's where she shined,
Shines
where she shined past tense.
where she has shined in the past. That's where she's
Has shined
shown-
is repetitive. That's
shown is
it's
technically
redundant.
past tense,
Has shined.
but shined is also past
Yeah,
tense.
has shined. That's it. There we go. Where she has shined is in the debates.
Oh, you know what shown is like if you show.
If you're
somebody.
showing, it has
Yeah.
been shown. But she okay. Anyways,
Yeah,
anyways,
you got it.
yeah. My one toss up I got is going out to Miss Pauline Brown. I'm gonna
Pauline Brown. Okay.
send you a video so you can play it for the folks. And I want y'all to let me know what y'all thought of this, because I had the damnedest time trying to figure out whether or not it's something to be cheered on. I mean, I definitely understand. I empathize with it for sure. Yeah, go ahead and take a peek at that.
Why did my email get the DM before I did?
That's crazy.
Yo, Twitter been on some fuck shit with my DMs. Oh shit.
The books. Because baby, when I tell you this story is one for the books, I ain't heard nothing like this ever in my 30-some years of being on Earth. Granny said she was going to the store. When she got to the store, she was taking her time pulling into the handicap parking lot, and two young men of the Caucasian background took off, parked in the handicap spot. Granny waited 2 hours outside for them to finish their little shopping spree. They came out, and she confronted them. And when she confronted them, she asked the young man who was driving, she said, "Are you handicapped?" He proceeded to say no. When he said no, Granny shot him in both kneecaps. Both of them. Then she tried to flee the scene. The police pulled up.
Definitely thought she was gonna say, "You are now."
We're not done.
Okay. All right.
Right when she was leaving out the parking lot. And guess what? Granny had a shootout with the police and shot one of them, unalive one. Got the other
Damn.
one in the shoulder. I said, oh my gosh. And it only gets better from now. Granny had on a bulletproof vest and an assault rifle. Thuggin'. Turns out.
Hold on, no. Play. Don't even ask your question yet. Just play.
Granny Maurice Claret.
She was a former Marine, special operations.
Oh, okay.
And when they
Mhm.
asked
There
her
you
what
go.
made her do it, she said, oh, I think I was just having a bad day. And then the police, being unalived, brought them to say, okay, well, what made you do it? And she said, well, after the Sonia Massey situation, I had to defend myself.
Hey.
Because I know they'll unalive me. So I had to unalive them first.
Woo-wee.
Granny, I don't even know if I'm mad at you.
I can't be mad at you.
Of Caucasian folks. Now, if this ain't
I'm so conflicted because violence is wrong and we cannot advocate for
Sure.
violence. And it seemed like the cops was just kind of doing their job in this instance, right? Like you shot the dude in both his kneecaps. We kind of got to arrest you,
Yeah.
even if we with you. We thought you did a good job, but we gonna have to arrest you. Then she killed one of the niggas. But then her explanation for shooting the officer is just like, yo, fam, what could you say?
She was an ex-Marine. Is that not some form of PTSD?
Well, I'm
That
sure
may have
she'll,
been triggered by
I'm
the
sure they'll
Sonia
probably
Massey
use, if she
situation?
gets a lawyer, they'll use that. But I think my whole thing is more so the more existential trauma that she's sharing with a lot of black people across
Yeah.
the country with the Sonia Massey shooting.
Yeah, somebody can just be.
And she's like, yo,
killed in their
man, I
home.
got into the middle of this shit. I shot homeboy. The cops pulled up. I thought they was just gonna automatically shoot me, so I tried to save my life.
It makes sense. You know,
Completely valid thought.
Unfortunately, a police officer had to die.
Yeah, right. I
I'm
didn't
not
want to advocate
with
for the
that.
guy who died because, again, it just seems like wrong place, wrong time, wrong individual.
But the fear is real.
The fear is absolutely real. Fear is absolutely real. And let's be honest, my concern for the police officer that lost his life is tenfold to that of officers when they shoot unarmed Black people. They look for excuses as to why the individual should be shot when the roles are reversed. So this empathy that we're showing to the officer is tenfold, 100-fold to what is received for unarmed victims that look like us. Even the fact of saying that I'm conflicted by the whether or not to root for the story or not is more acknowledgement than is ever received.
Yes, agreed.
When the roles are reversed.
Agreed. That's a fact.
Just don't know how bad I should feel, man. It's just like if that was my grandma, she was ex-special forces, I expect her to throw her bulletproof vest too. I don't know if I would have expected her to shoot the dude who parked in the handicap spot.
Yeah, that was already crazy.
I would rather you just shoot out his tires, maybe shoot his windshield out or something. You know what I mean? We kind of just hopped forward into violence.
She went Wayne Brady on somebody that cut her off. That's not crazy.
For sure. But that is Pauline Brown. That's my toss up, and that's it for my dubs and L's.
All right. Crazy. All right. I'm going to have to put in a long vacation notice with you and the squad homies because I will be gone for smooth 4 to 6 weeks.
Of 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6 weeks, sometime next year, probably in the springtime. Yeah. Love is Blind is coming to Columbus, Ohio. And I am going to apply and be on the show. Like, what up?
Why?
Because why not? Why not?
It's reality TV.
No, bro, I'm going to try to find my one true love.
No, but what's
get
more
married.
likely to happen is that you'll either be extremely embarrassed or you'll fight someone that you didn't want to fight before you got there.
Can't be any more embarrassed than what I did on Thursday, so there's that. But we'll get to that later.
Yeah, it could be a lot more embarrassing than that.
No, why?
You could get beat up on national TV.
Why would I get beat up? I don't think anybody's been beat up on Love is Blind.
Okay, you could get rejected on national TV.
Possibly, but I'd be behind the pods. It wouldn't be based on any of my features. It'd be like, she didn't really like my personality.
Which is worse. The personality is more core to who you are as an individual.
But you know
it
what?
is 10 times worse to get
but here's
dispelled for your personality than
You're
it is
right.
your looks.
You are absolutely right. But if I get rejected from her, but America loves me, then I've got this whole new.
But what if America
consumer
doesn't
base.
love you? What if they think you're a dweeb?
I don't think. Do you think America would think I was a dweeb?
I'm just asking you a question.
I don't think America would think I was a dweeb.
Enjoy your reality TV, bro.
I will. If I actually apply.
This just feels bad.
I just wanted to throw that out there. They're coming to Columbus, Ohio.
You.
All right. On to my next dub. I'm giving a dub to Tory Lanez. The
Okay.
music was great.
The music, he has an album out.
He has new music from prison that was really sounds like old stuff.
Oh,
from
release
before.
stuff.
But it sounds good. I liked
Let
it.
me find out they let niggas record in prison.
They're saying that he did. And you could do some crazy stuff with an iPhone. I guess Steve Lacy records his music.
They let this nigga have an iPhone?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Insanity.
They let Wayne get like a whole ass MP3 player.
Matter of fact, now that I'm thinking about it, Suge Knight is podcasting from prison. He has a podcast that comes out weekly. He's talking about current events from prison.
Yeah.
Ain't you supposed to go to prison and not know what's going on the outside? Like, how does this man have a weekly podcast?
Tell you, bro, they get away with some crazy shit in prison.
Some wild ass shit.
Especially the celebrities. I don't know why that'd be so crazy. There was some information from the driver that finally got put out into the
Fam,
onto
where the
timeline,
fuck
but
have you been? Why didn't you testify?
supposedly the no, I guess defense would be for Tory, right?
He is the defense.
The prosecutor then
Mm-hmm.
basically ghosted him.
No, horseshit. You could have showed up to the fucking courthouse, nigga. You
Yeah, I
could
know.
have got on somebody's platform and opened up your mouth.
That's true.
They said they couldn't find you. The official report on the driver at that time was that we can't find him.
Yeah.
So if they out here talking about they can't find you and you got ghosted, what stop you from getting on your IG and saying, "Hey, I'm right here, motherfucker"?
That's factual. I'm just telling you what he said.
That's bullshit.
So
It's bullshit.
apparently he
Which
came out with-
also makes me cast dispersions on what was told by the driver, what was said. That it was Kelsey's gun and Kelsey was the one who shot. Fam, how did we get into this situation where Kelsey is not only testifying, but testifying? Well, I guess she didn't necessarily say that he paid her. She just wouldn't answer the fucking question.
Yeah.
Which leads me to believe that he paid her. How the fuck did you pay her and she didn't get up there and say that that's my gun?
The same reason why Quavo got paid and didn't show up.
Quavo got paid for what? Oh, ran off on that ass. Yeah, no, but she showed up though.
No, she didn't show up. I got nothing for you on that note.
I want to leave this alone.
The music was great.
I really want to leave this alone.
I gave him the dub for the music, but I just figured Josh about to get Joe Budden. America will not love Josh. That's crazy. That's crazy. You love us.
Who said that?
Will T.
Come on, Will T.
That's crazy.
Get off my boy.
Marcus should end the stream before. Okay. All right. Well,
What he said?
no, we'll get to that point.
He said I should end the
almost
stream
there.
since you ended the Pantheon.
I'm almost there. The dub and the L go together, so I gotta give that last dub before I get to that. Apparently, Ohio dispensaries are starting to sell recreationally on Tuesday.
On a Tuesday.
So there will be some dispensaries in Columbus that'll sell starting Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Good for them.
So I don't know if we have any
We
out there in
outside.
Ohio, but if you want your weed,
Polo Boy. Well, wait, Polo Boy in
is
high school.
college.
He's in
He's in
college.
college.
He's in college. Okay, all right. Yeah, no, we can go Polo Boy. We can link up.
Herb said alone at prom is great, Marcus. Just a reminder.
Alone at Prom. Is that was whose
Tory-
80s album was that? That was
Tory
Tory's 80s
album.
album. The Weeknd's was better.
Fair.
Weeknd's was better.
All right. I'm giving a dub to my pops, who just had his 69th birthday.
Shout out to Mr. Layton.
Shout out to him on his 69th birthday. We decided to go out
Freaky
and,
ass nigga, he is 69 God.
and yeah,
Freaky
that was.
ass nigga, he is
I think
69
that joke was
God.
made multiple times, but
Hey, run for your life. Hey, run for your life.
so that all happened on Thursday, which is when his birthday was. And so leading up to that point,
Oh, that's why.
leading up
You
to
gonna
that-
blame it on the 69 guy.
No.
That's crazy.
No, I'm not blaming it on him.
Don't
at all.
blame it on the 69 guy.
I'm blaming it on
he was
myself.
he was trying to have his night.
No, he was.
Don't blame
So
it
we
on
had,
his night
we, had
either.
we had a great night. But then, I decided to make some decisions thereafter that was crazy. Just throwing that out there. So, anyways, I made several mistakes throughout the day, mainly that I had not eaten all day. Like I had a cup of coffee.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that Behind the Cape went up at like 3:00. That's what I thought that was gonna be the main one.
That was also a thing that was within that whole thing. And then so I finally get to the destination where we took my dad. I had already had a drink, and then by the time I had something to eat, I was on my second and third drink. And then from there, I just started going crazy. We took my dad to go see a brass band from New Orleans. Damn, what's their name? New Orleans brass.
3 margaritas and he'll end the Pantheon stream.
Band. Two-
Whoa!
at the beginning, when I had my meal, I was 2 shots of Jack in and a beer. But then I had multiple combinations of that throughout the night.
Combination.
Rebirth Brass Band, that's their name. Shout out to them. They were really great. So had a crazy night, but it was very fun. enjoyed some more drinks, took my dad home. Everything was cool. Then my brother decided to say, yo, we're on the north side. One more time for old time's sake, let's go to the bar near my apartment. So I'm deciding to have even more drinks on top of what I've already had. I was wilding. And by the time I got into the Pantheon stream, I don't know how many drinks I had, but I was blackout drunk at that point. I had gotten a DM from Chillmonger earlier, I think right before the brass band came on, where he said, Darius couldn't be a part of it. Do you think you could show up for a little bit? And I think that's where I got the bright idea. I went in, looked at you guys the stream.
Oh, it's been 2.5 hours, but who cares?
No,
come on now.
You're talking about Jonathan Majors, so I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pop in. I guess is the thought that I had. I can't really tell you what the thought I actually had was because I don't fucking remember. I was blackout drunk at that point. So all that to say, apologies to Darius from Planet Fanatics, Chillmonger, and my guy Marcus for that, because that was absolutely crazy. I didn't mean to just end the stream. I think I made a stupid joke on Twitter, deleted that shit because I was so embarrassed the next day. And I had to deal with a crazy hangover the next day. So I'm officially embarrassed, but these things happen. So shout out to those guys.
Chillmonger says you ended the stream and said it's not a big three, it's just big me.
That's crazy.
Perp Minded said I remember my first beer.
No. I had multiple beers that night, along with multiple shots of Jack. Okay, let's kill the narrative. All right.
Yeah.
I'm a seasoned vet when it comes to drinking. As Marcus will tell you from my stupid other story that he wants to tell to the pod so badly.
What story?
We don't need you hoes.
We've already told that story twice, but I'll tell it again.
No.
Anytime.
I don't think you ever actually told it on the pod. And
I did.
Did you?
When Reem was here.
It was a long time ago.
It was a while ago.
And if that story ever gets told again on the pod, I will tell it, but you can be there to fact check me. Is that fair? I think that's fair.
Okay.
But shout out to the Pantheon. Y'all do great content over there. I just happen to be a drunk ass in the stream.
Wanted to end our momentum, bro. I understand. I get it, bro.
Yeah, I guess so.
I understand, bro.
But I don't know if the video's still up.
No, it's still there.
More views for y'all. Send people that way to see my drunk ass. Josh was drunk during that stream. No wonder you was loud and animated. I wasn't loud and animated. Was I? I didn't go back and watch. I'm not watching that. Josh was Will Ferrell on Old School. I'd rather that than got white girl wasted. I was not white girl wasted. I was Will Ferrell on Old School. Yeah, my boy Blue. Yeah, that was me. All right. Moving on. Oh wow. We already talked about Kamala Harris. We already talked about Lil RT. So I only got one more L. Lil Yachty has had a run of bad takes on the Flagrant podcast.
Just meat riding.
Just dumb shit.
Expert level meat riding.
Yeah, the things that made me the most mad was one that he had just listened to the Black album like 2 days before they had filmed that podcast, which is like, dog,
how can you comment on rap, fam? Some niggas just have talent, but that doesn't mean they know a lot about the thing that they're talented at. That's I've realized that in my older age. Is that there are plenty of people that are talented at things, but are just like illiterate to them. They could not explain to other people how to do it. They don't culture. They literally don't know how. They're just doing it.
Yeah.
Kind of blind luck in that way.
But then the whole sampling Mr. Hotspot when he said no was kind of crazy to me. Especially since I don't see Mr. Hotspot as an artist. He's more like a social media influencer. So
who's that?
Mr. Hotspot. Apparently they sampled one of his songs for one of the newer Drake leaks.
And because he didn't want to clear the fucking sample, he leaked it to Kai Cenat. Hey, yo, that's some hoe ass shit.
Very much so.
And it's also some of the shit that niggas have been talking about with you and Drake. Like, anyways, I especially didn't like the part of, oh, well, nobody likes him. Nobody likes Drake because he fucked all their bitches. Did he fuck your bitch, Yachty? You want me to believe that Drake fucked Tia Kemp?
Yo.
You want me to believe that Drake had sex with Pharrell Williams' wife?
Nah.
You want me to believe that?
Nah.
You want me to believe that
Push.
Drake had sex with Virginia Williams? Like, cut this shit out.
Or Whitney.
Cut it out. Just say you don't know and move and say you don't want to talk about it. Like this insatiable dick riding that he does is nasty work, yo.
Facts.
This
It's
nigga
crazy.
owes some of his discography to you. Like period, point blank. There's no reason for you to bend over and he not even in the room.
Some of his recent discography, which has been pretty bad. So take that with a grain of salt.
Whatever it is. You like the London track?
The London track?
The London joint. Drake was on it. Not the Travis Scott joint. I have to look it up again. He was kind of rapping like Playboy Cardi.
Drake was rapping like?
Yeah, like Playboy Cardi. Maybe it's not called London.
Oh,
maybe like 2 years
no,
ago.
it was one of the DJ Khaled songs.
Sure. Yachty
I didn't like that one. I liked the other one. It was Pop Star, and then it was what was it called? It was Pop Star and something else. Drake, DJ Khaled, Grease.
Grease. That's what it's called.
I don't like Grease. I like Pop Star. Bitches gonna my phone and I'm not done now. Stop. Put the planes in the fucking helicopter. Yeah. You remember that one?
Yes, I do.
Justin Bieber was all throughout the music video.
Cool.
That one was all right, but I didn't like Grease.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's weird when rappers who don't have to pay deference in a way that feels really weird. Feels overly deferential. Yeah, man, he's just had sex with everybody's girlfriend, so like everybody hates him. And to speak about that as if it's a virtuous thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I've had sex with everybody's wife. Then why would anybody like you? Why would anyone like you?
Everyone would have a legitimate reason not to.
It's not a virtuous thing. It's not a good thing. Who wants the homie around who's going to talk to everybody else's thing? They main squeeze. Nobody wants to invite that guy.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't believe Showmonger said it must be nice to complete all your topics. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Halle Berry said no, and Drake used her imagery anyway. I actually heard about that. I remember that.
What was that for?
So for a video or something like that?
Yeah, so apparently he just likes doing things against other people.
Yachty should be in the Olympics for pole vaulting. That was a good one.
He just likes doing things against people's consent, apparently.
Huh?
He likes doing things against people's consent, apparently.
Who that?
Drake. The Halle Berry image, the Mr. Hotspot song.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did you hear about the Party Next Door Drake collab album coming out this fall?
That what a RDJ is Doom decision there.
Buddy. We know now that we've already been listening to a Drake party collab for the last 10 years. There's absolutely no reason for this album to come out. You know what it's going to sound like? Nothing Was the Same. You know what it's going to sound like? Thank Me Later. That's what it's going to sound like.
I don't think he was around for Thank Me Later.
Was he not? Was that not around the time that he was trying to triangle figure four leg lock him into a deal
I think
at
it
the
was
OVO sweatshop?
Same, and If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
There you go. No, If You're Reading This Is Too Late was Quentin Miller.
For the rap parts. But then I think they had some vibey songs on there that was Party Next Door. Like a couple. Company.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Doing the Six.
You're right.
I think some other songs like that. Yeah, basically he's going to allow Party Next Door to take a picture for the cover art, and then he's going to say, "Back in the OVO dungeon.
Get your ass back down there and make these fucking songs." Drake, can I sing the hook on this one? Fuck you. Do supporting vocals now. Do them.
That's crazy. Anyway, any other thoughts or things that we should discuss?
I don't think we closed out Behind the Cape. So we should probably close them both out.
Oh,
so you edit them in.
Yeah, that's cool.
So for Behind the Cape, tell us what you thought. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and come back next Friday for another Behind the Cape episode.
Next Friday, Thursday.
That's what it will be. You don't put them.
That's crazy.
And
Anyway.
then, yes, and then for Behind the Cape, let us know what you thought about for Dubs and L's. Let us know what you thought about our Dubs and L's. Give us your Dubs and L's in the comment prompt below. We promise we will give you time to do so. Josh will not end the stream. Go ahead and get your final comments in.
What is happening?
Come back next Sunday for the live stream, and then next Wednesday for the replay.
I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. The joke stopped now, right? No? Okay. Cool. Great. Awesome. Well, anyway.
Perp, Chill, Antoine Johnson, Johnny Oden, William Olak, Will T, everybody in the chat today, Tony Robinson, Mr. YouTube, appreciate you all. See you next Sunday.
Yes, we will see you next Sunday. Oh, and be on the lookout for our Supercell review. Yeah, be on the lookout for
coming out this week.
Yes, absolutely.
Get with us.
Men's them got Supercell in it.